So I hope that between this video, there was another video where, in a very beautiful, cute way, I was announcing that we are pregnant. We are very excited. We're very happy to be pregnant. And also, this pregnancy is kicking my butt. So I may not have had time to make the cute video in the way that I had it in my mind. But that doesn't mean that I don't want this to be documented, because I realize that I am the documentarian in my family. It's me and my Aunt Lisa. We're very much the documentarians, and this is a very big moment in my life, and I really, really, really want to have it documented. So even if I don't ever make that video, or that video doesn't go out, I still wanted to start this process before it's too late. And so I'm going to be talking about my 5 and 6 week symptoms. So if you're interested in that, please keep watching. So we are very excited. This is very much a planned, prayed for, prepared for pregnancy, and we're very, very excited to be with child. I want to talk about the pregnancy symptoms that I'm having, because they have shocked me. When I tell you, you can probably tell just in terms of like my energy, like I am exhausted. I'm so tired. I've never been so tired in my whole life. Like, I'm so tired, and I wanted to shoot this video today because I'm like, I feel decent today. Like the last 10 days have been, I have pretty much not gotten out of the bed, like outside of just to, you know, because I haven't had the capacity. But I say that to say, like, today I'm feeling a little bit better, and I did want to get this documented because, little human, when you watch this video, I want you to know how mom was experiencing you. And I want to be able to look back on it and remember it as well. So you can tell from the caption, I am 6 weeks, and I'm in the middle of my 6 weeks. And I wanted to originally do the video where I start like, okay, 6 weeks, this is what's going on, kind of a thing. And that's not how this pregnancy is set up. So I'm gonna do the videos when we get the videos. And so I kind of want to just go back a little bit to 5 weeks, because my symptoms from 5 weeks to 6 weeks are a little bit different, even though there is a little bit of overlap with them. I would say that my dominant symptoms at 5 weeks was fatigue, hunger, and pregnancy rage or irritation. And I'll say irritation / rage because we got in a big argument that I really I went like through the roof, and I'm like, I'll surprise myself because I was like, I'm so upset, like, and I'm like, I couldn't like calm down. So that's why I say it's not just irritation, it's pregnancy rage. But the irritation, the pregnancy irritation in 5 weeks was something that Sean Keys picked up on even before me, because he would be like, how are you? How are you feeling? How are you doing? I'm like, why you keep asking me that? I'm fine. Why do you like, right? Like, and I didn't realize that I was like being snippy or short. I just didn't know. And we ask each other like how we're doing, how our day is. Like, we're very much a couple that checks in daily with each other, even though we spend all the time together. We're still like, hey, how are you feeling? How are you doing? So it's not uncommon for this question to come up in our relationship. I just started to answer with brevity and like irritation and quickness. And so that was probably the first symptom. Then the next symptom, again, Sean Keys pointed out, he's just like, you are eating a lot. And I'm like, my portions are smaller than yours, because I would like finish my food before his, and I'm like eating quickly, and he's a slow eater. So I'm like, first of all, my portions are smaller than yours, and you eat slow. Can we acknowledge that you are a slow eater, or are we just gonna make it seem like I'm just over here plowing through food? And he's just like, no, he's just like, I just think you're eating a lot. You don't think you're eating a lot? And I'm like, I don't think I'm eating a lot. I think I'm hungry. And that's why I say like that pregnancy irritation. So he pointed that out. And then the fatigue, I noticed that, like, I just was like, man, I'm just super tired. Like, I'm so tired. But I think in my mind, I assumed I was tired because of some of the things that I have already going on in my personal life, like wedding planning and stuff with my company. And, you know, I just thought I was tired because I have some big things that I was planning to do. I had some big things that I was planning to do this year. And so I thought I was just fatigued from the plans about excuse me, those things. No, like it would be like I would be up, maybe like, let's just say I like wash the dishes, and I'd be like, okay, I'm just gonna lay down for a little bit. Like I would wash the dishes and then like go take a nap. Or he'd be like, oh, you want to watch a movie? And I'm like, yeah, let's watch a movie. And so like we'd be maybe 15-20 minutes into the movie, and I'd be like, man, I just need to take a quick nap. And I'm a napper anyway, so the napping didn't necessarily like cue me in, but it's like I would nap and still like go to sleep at my regular bedtime. Like I would nap like 3-4 times a day and still go to sleep at my regular bedtime. And I'm like, man, I am so tired. And then also in 5 weeks, it was like, instead of just being like tired, I was like, I kept saying I'm bone tired. Like I feel like my bones are tired. Like I can't get the energy that my bones need in order for them to support me, because I'm just like exhausted to the bone. Like my mind isn't exhausted, but like my bones are like, girl, we do not want to do nothing else. And so those would, I would say, would be the dominant early 5 weeks, coming out of 4 going into 5 weeks symptoms. And then at the tail end of 5 weeks going into 6 weeks, they took a turn. Let me grab my paper because I wrote these down because it was many more symptoms. So the first symptom I noticed going out of 5 weeks going into 6 weeks was the nausea, which hit me by surprise. You guys know I have an adult son. He will be 22 this year, and I don't remember nausea in my first pregnancy. So I wasn't expecting nausea in this pregnancy, and I am open to the idea. I'm obviously in a different state in my body. I'm in a different state in my mind, in my life, etc. I'm open to, and no pregnancy, even if they were close together, is the same. But I also, in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I've done this before. There's gonna be some things that I know. No, because this, I've never, like when people talk about nausea, like I had no idea. And I'm grateful because I've only thrown up one time in all of the nausea, and my nausea is fairly debilitating. I've only thrown up one time, so I can't imagine having the nausea and vomiting that a lot of other women experience. And so it was like maybe a day or two before it was going into my 6 weeks, and I threw up, and it was almost like that one session of throwing up, which was really quick. And you know how like sometimes when you throw up, it's like sour and foul, and you don't want to throw up because the feeling of throwing up is bothersome, but also the smell and all that. It wasn't even like that. It was just like uncomfortable to throw up, but what I threw up wasn't like soured or anything like that. And I was just like, oh man, my stomach, that just felt terrible. It flipped a switch, and I got a level of nausea that was like, anytime I tried to, I smelled everything, I saw everything, I heard everything. And so the nausea was like, it was like motion sickness / like regular nausea. And so when I say I smelled and I saw and I heard everything, that leads into the next symptom that started to come in when I was in the 6 weeks, which my friend helped me to realize was more migraine-like symptoms, because my sensitivity to light, like I was like, I needed to be dark. I was like praying for rain just so the sun would stop shining all day. Like I couldn't get it dark enough in my apartment. Like when I tell you my eyes were throbbing, and it's like, it wasn't that it was like a pounding headache. It was just the light bothered my eyes a lot. And then I couldn't wear my glasses because my eyes were hurting. And then the sound of anything. Oh, my neighbor has a horse? Oh no, okay, that's just a big dog. Okay. The sound of anything was like, if I heard something and it was like, I don't know, the wrong pitch, the volume was too loud, like whatever, I just got so incredibly dizzy. Or like if I smelled something, just so incredibly dizzy, and then the nausea would come in. So it's like this nausea, migraine, dizzy, like thing that is completely debilitating, because I don't want to sit up, I don't want to move around, I don't want to do anything, because when I do that, it creates like a headache pain. But then another symptom that I had was just all over body tenderness. Like my whole body was just achy. So like, you know how like if you get a fever and your whole body aches, that's what it felt like, except for I didn't have a fever. And so I'm like, if I can keep the nausea, dizzy, migraine stuff down, then that won't bother the achiness of my body. When I tell you, like, my whole body, like elbow, shoulders, back, breasts, feet, thighs, knees, everything was aching. Super, super achy. And so, and I don't know if they're all connected. I don't know if they're separate. I'm just telling you the symptoms that I had, like all over tenderness and just achiness. And so I didn't really want to be touched. I'm a naked person anyway. So it's like, I'm trying to be naked because I just don't want anything to touch me. But then I'm also a cold person. So I'm like very irritated because I'm like, oh, I don't know how to I don't know how to solve for these symptoms that I'm having all at once. And Shanquise is really great. Like, he is handling it like a champ. Like, I would perceive myself to be very irritating and annoying. And he seems to just be marveling at the whole process. And he's just very much like, this is just, you know, this is the season. He's just like, you're making a baby. He's just like, this is just, he's like, this is a phase, but not like you are in a phase. It's more like, this is just a phase of the pregnancy. And he's just like, you just got to get through this phase of the pregnancy. It's just going to feel like this for a while. And I'm just like, okay. Like, just very uncomfortable. So I had that. And then obviously accompanied with that is this overwhelming fatigue. When I say I'm probably sleeping 16 hours to 12 to 16 hours a day is how much I'm sleeping. And because I'm waking up maybe for like a half an hour to an hour before some symptom that's painful is so overwhelming that it just makes me want to go to sleep, so that way I don't have to feel it, or before I'm just genuinely tired. So like, I'm waking up to like eat and stuff like that, and like maybe go to the restroom and like chit chat a little bit, but like I don't have the, like, it's like everything is draining the life from me. So the fatigue is just, I was like, wow, I've never been so tired in my life. And then another symptom is the vivid dreams, which I feel like this lends itself to the fatigue because my dreams are so vivid. Like, I'm getting rest, but also I'm experiencing my dreams as if like if I was having a nightmare. You know how when you have a nightmare, you don't really rest because it's a nightmare. The dreams are not nightmares, but they're vivid. So my body is still fighting or reacting as if it is a nightmare, even though the scenes that I'm seeing are not nightmarish content. Like, everything is like sunshine and roses and beautiful things, but it's so vivid that it's still like shocking me or intense for me. And so I think that also might be why like my body when I'm waking up is a little bit achy, because like, I don't know, like, let's just say like I walked outside and the sun was shining in my dream, like the sun rays are like beaming on me. So like, imagine, you know how like if you walk outside and the sun is beaming, you're like, oh, you know, like you'll put your hands up to like protect, like, so the movements that you would do to protect yourself from this vibrant sun, I'm doing that while I'm sleeping, but my body is carrying the motion, maybe the adrenaline, I don't know, in my limbs, because I'm just like so sore. And I also say that to say, like, I think because the dreams are so vivid, I'm not actually getting restful, peaceful sleep, because my dreams are like 4K like level clarity, and everything is so important in the dream. It's like, and I already, like, I'm a great dreamer. I already have, like, I would have described my dreams as vivid before this experience, but now having experienced this, I don't even know. It's like I was dreaming in black and white, okay? And so I think to just have my dreams be so like animated and you know, it's like, what the, like, right? Like, my mind is not really giving my body the signal to fully be at rest, because whatever's happening in my dreams, even though it's not scaring me, is still an adventure. So that's another symptom. And then the tenderness, and then the pregnancy rage. I would say there was more pregnancy rage around 5.5 sliding into 6. I think I realized like, okay, you're pregnant. And so I think that helped with the pregnancy rage, because I was able to notice my level of irritation and then do something soothing for myself, as opposed to just being irritable and not having a source for it. I think that probably calmed it down. But I think if I wasn't like, oh, let's take a pregnancy test, let's like whatever, then I would probably still be that level of irritation. versus knowing like, oh no, you have hormones racing through your body right now, and that means your emotional regulation is going to be a little bit off. And so whatever you do, like, let's not have like the serious intense conversations right now. Let's not have the like, right, whether it's with Shankees or, you know, someone in my family or a friend or something, like let's not do anything that is emotionally high. Even if it's emotionally high in a positive way, let's not do any of that, because the emotional regulation that I would normally have is not there, and that irritation / pregnancy rate is there, and I don't want to be showing up like that. So all that to say, those are the symptoms that I've been having for 5 to 6 weeks. They have caught me completely off guard. I want to tell you, wholly and completely unprepared for like how debilitating the combination of these symptoms. When I say like it's been 10 days, when I say I've done nothing, I mean outside of eating and drinking and taking vitamins, nothing. And these last few days, I did talk to a couple of my friends and like a few people in my family, but like I can't even like, I'm doing this with my thumb, I can't even like scroll on TikTok, because you know how like, or TikTok or Instagram or even YouTube, because especially TikTok, because TikTok, when you scroll, the screen goes, and my eyes seeing that, instant like dizziness. And then on Instagram, and it also on TikTok too, it's like there's so much value. I'm like, it's a song, a dance on everything. And then you know how like on Instagram or TikTok, when people are trying to make a point, they'll like tap the screen, and I'm like, the amount of times I wanted to throw my phone because somebody is trying to get my attention by being ridiculous. So it's like I can't even like social media to like you know, like I can't even social media the way that I social media, because my eye ear like coordination is like set to motion sickness, and like everything is like can set it off. And then that in combination with my sense of smell, I would definitely say my sense of smell has increased. In my mind, that is combined with the nausea, but I guess that could be a separate symptom as well. And so yeah, those are the symptoms that I'm experiencing right now. I'm gonna stop here and probably do another video about like some of the remedies that I've been using to help me deal with some of these symptoms. So talk to you very soon. Bye.